Saint Maximiliam Kolbe, A Comprehensive Life Summary, Early Life and Formation, 1894 to 1918. Rajmund Kolbe was born on January 8, 1894, in Zdunska Wola, in the Russian partition of Poland. He was the second of 5 sons born to Julius Kolbe, a weaver, and Maria Dąbrowska Kolbe. His childhood was marked by deep religious devotion and a strong sense of Polish patriotism during a time when Poland was divided among 3 empires. At age 10, Rajmund experienced a pivotal vision of the Virgin Mary, who appeared to him holding 2 crowns, one white representing purity, the other red representing martyrdom. When she asked which he would choose, he reportedly said, "Both," a response that would prove prophetic. In 1907, at age 13, Rajmund joined his older brother Francis in entering the conventual Franciscan minor seminary in Lwów. He took the religious name Maximilian upon entering the novitiate in 1910. He was known for his brilliance in mathematics and physics, initially considering a career in engineering before fully committing to religious life. Education and early priesthood, 1912 to 1927. Kolbe was sent to Rome for advanced studies, where he earned doctorates in philosophy, 1915, and theology, 1919, from the Pontifical Gregorian University. During his time in Rome, he was deeply troubled by the anti-Catholic demonstrations he witnessed, particularly those by Freemasons celebrating the anniversary of Giordano Bruno's birth. This experience led him to found the Militia Immaculata, Army of the Immaculate One, in 1917, with 6 other seminarians. The organization was dedicated to promoting devotion to the Immaculate Heart of Mary and working for the conversion of sinners, heretics, and especially Freemasons. He was ordained a priest on April 28, 1918. Upon returning to Poland in 1919, Kolbe began teaching at the Krakow Seminary while spreading devotion to the Immaculate Conception. However, his health was fragile due to tuberculosis, which he had contracted during his studies. The Publishing Apostolate, 1922 to 1930. In 1922, despite limited resources, Kolbe began publishing Night of the Immaculata, a monthly magazine promoting Marian devotion. Starting with just 5,000 copies, circulation grew dramatically, reaching 750,000 by 1938, making it one of the most widely read Catholic publications in the world. The success of the magazine led to the establishment of Niekuno, City of the Immaculate One, in 1927, about 25 miles from Warsaw. This became one of the largest religious communities in the world, housing nearly 800 friars at its peak. The community operated a sophisticated printing operation, producing not only the magazine but also books, newspapers, and other religious materials. Niepokalano was remarkable for its use of modern technology in service of evangelization. Kolbe embraced radio broadcasting, established one of Poland's first Catholic radio stations, and even planned television broadcasts. He saw modern media as powerful tools for spreading the gospel and Marian devotion. Mission to Japan, 1930 to 1936. In 1930, despite his poor health, Kolbe embarked on a missionary journey to Japan with 4 other friars. Working in Nagasaki, he learned Japanese and established a Japanese version of Night of the Immaculata called Seibo no Kishi. He also founded a monastery called Arrest and Imprisonment, 1941. On February 17, 1941, the Gestapo arrested Kolbe along with 4 other friars. He was first imprisoned in Pawiak prison in Warsaw, where he continued his ministry among fellow prisoners, hearing confessions and celebrating Mass in secret. In May 1941, he was transferred to Auschwitz concentration camp, where he was assigned prisoner number 1670. Despite the horrific conditions, Kolbe maintained his faith and helped fellow prisoners spiritually and physically. He shared his meager rations, heard confessions, and conducted clandestine religious services. Fellow prisoners later testified that Kolbe remained serene and prayerful even in the face of brutal treatment. He was beaten more severely than others because of his status as a priest and intellectual, but witnesses reported that he never complained or showed hatred toward his captors. The ultimate sacrifice, July-August 1941. In late July 1941, a prisoner escaped from Kolbe's block. As punishment, the camp commandant selected 10 prisoners to be starved to death in an underground bunker. When Franciszek Gajonicek, a married man with children, was selected, Kolbe stepped forward and volunteered to make his place. The commandant, surprised by this unprecedented act, accepted the substitution. Kolbe was placed in the starvation bunker with 9 other condemned men. During the 2 weeks that followed, guards reported hearing prayers and hymns coming from the bunker, led by Kolbe, who provided spiritual comfort to his fellow victims. As the other prisoners gradually died, Kolbe remained alive, sustained by his faith and determination to serve others until the end. On August 14, 1941, impatient guards killed him with a lethal injection of carbolic acid. He was 47 years old. Legacy and canonization. Kolbe's sacrifice became legendary among Auschwitz survivors. Franciszek Gajonicek, the man whose life he saved, survived the war and lived until 1995, becoming a witness to Kolbe's heroism. Pope Paul VI beatified Maximiliam Kolbe in 1971, initially as a confessor. However, after extensive investigation and testimony from survivors, Pope John Paul II canonized him in 1982 as a martyr of charity, emphasizing that his death was motivated by love rather than hatred of the faith. The canonization ceremony in St. Peter's Square was attended by approximately 150,000 people, including Franciszek Gajonicek and many concentration camp survivors. John Paul II, himself Polish, declared Kolbe a martyr of charity and praised his spiritual victory over the mentality of contempt and hatred. Kolbe is the patron saint of drug addicts, political prisoners, families, journalists, prisoners, and the pro-life movement. His feast day is celebrated on August 14, the anniversary of his death. Theological and spiritual significance. Kolbe's life exemplified several key themes in Catholic spirituality. Marian devotion. His intense devotion to Mary as the Immaculate Conception shaped his entire life and ministry. He saw Mary as the perfect model of surrender to God's will and the most effective intercessor for sinners. Modern evangelization. He was a pioneer in using modern media and technology for evangelization, recognizing their potential to reach vast audiences with the gospel message. Martyrdom of love. His death represented a new form of martyrdom, dying not because of hatred for the faith, but because of heroic Christian love and self-sacrifice. Universal brotherhood. His willingness to die for a stranger demonstrated the Christian principle that all humans are brothers and sisters in Christ. Prophetic witness. His protection of Jews and resistance to Nazi ideology demonstrated the prophetic role of Christianity in opposing evil and defending human dignity. Contemporary relevance. St. Maximiliam Kolbe's life continues to inspire people worldwide as an example of heroic virtue in the face of ultimate evil. His story demonstrates how faith can triumph over hatred, how love can conquer death, and how individual acts of sacrifice can have eternal significance.